Through stillness of the mind, you find clarity. You find clarity and solutions to your own problems. When I run, it's all mental. It's to process whatever thoughts, emotions, events that have happened recently. I don't run with music, no podcasts, no audiobooks. And it's the same thing when I'm driving. Driving to work, driving home, driving somewhere. For the most part, when I'm by myself, no music, no podcasts, no audiobooks. And I used to do it a lot because it's a great way to consume extra information. But when you're trying to work through your own thoughts, when you're having these problems or these breakthroughs or these events, these decisions that you need to make, you're about to alter the trajectory of your own life. You need to find clarity in your own conscious. And through that, it's not by inputting more voices, more thoughts, more ideas. It's okay to get counsel, to get guidance, feedback, suggestions from other people. I do it all the time. But when you take all of those thoughts, those ideas, you have to remember that you have to sort, sift through, and prioritize what is the right decision for you. The only way that you can do that is through stillness of the mind. Movement is great because it distracts the body, especially if you're an anxious person or if you can't really sit still by yourself. Do some sort of movement. Some cardio would be great where you're able to just kind of keep the body active, but the mind is at a place where it just has to focus on one foot in front of the other and breathing. You'll find some clarity there. You'll find some stillness. Most people don't know how to sit by themselves or be with themselves. So if you find the opportunity, sit by yourself. In your car, in your home, in your garage, and just find a moment to breathe through it, in, out, and learn how to still your thoughts. You'll start to become aware of the different types of thoughts that are going on inside your head, and they might be anxious, they might be scared, they might be angry, but you have to sort through all of those thoughts and figure out like, what is the right thought, the right idea, the right decision. For me, I have 3 voices. The first voice is a voice of negativity, doubt, uncertainty. It's the culmination of all the people, all the experiences that I've had that have provided a negative experience. And it's the one who tells me that I'm not capable, that I'm stupid, or I shouldn't do that, or I'm not worthy. Whatever the negativity is, it surrounds voice number 1. When voice number 1 speaks, like it's loud. Number 2 is a voice of perhaps timidness. It's timid, it's scared, it's immature, it's not sure what to do. It's a voice of caution. Say, hey, watch out, I don't know if that's a good idea. Are you sure you should be doing that? You should probably speak to, well, I'm not. And I've identified that that's probably a voice somewhere in my teenage years, probably when I was 16, when my dad was involved in a robbery homicide. And when number 2 comes out, it doesn't stay for very long because number 1 overpowers it. It tells you to shut the fuck up. You should be doing this. You don't know what you're talking about. Just a lot of times it's just shut the fuck up. And, you should know better or don't do that. And it just comes from a place of just perhaps trying to protect each other, but also limiting what possibilities that I may have. The third one isn't even a voice. It comes from a place of like quietness, and I call it like a wise voice, a wise presence. And when number 3 comes around, there's a fucking certainty that comes with what I'm about to do and the decision that I'm about to make. And I'll accept whatever consequence comes with it because I know in my heart, in my mind, in my consciousness, this is the decision that I have to make. This voice comes out when there's some big life decision that has to be made. When number 3, when this wise voice, this wise presence comes out, number 1, number 2 no longer speak. And that is what I find is my consciousness, my heart, my soul, the right answer comes from that place. And I find the best moments to tap into that consciousness, that rightful state of just knowing like I have to live my life out. This is a decision that I have to make. Comes from places where like I'm running, I'm sitting still, there's no one else around, because no one else is projecting what I should or shouldn't be doing. No one else has to live this existence except for me. So if you're feeling like you have to deal with a certain problem, you have to make a certain decision, no matter how big or how small, learn how to tune in and find clarity in your consciousness. And you'll know, no one else can tell you, you'll know what feels right. Because sometimes, like, no one else can really tell you what to do. You really need to sit down by yourself and figure out, like, thanks for all the feedback. Here's all the points that are laid out in front of me. What is it that I have to do? Find that activity, that modality to find that stillness, and you'll find that wisdom. You'll find that insight. You'll find that decision that you're okay living with.